welcome on into another episode of the Whiskey Crusaders. I'm Will.
I'm Sarah.
And I'm Matt.
Today we are talking about chicken cock. This is a product from a very old whiskey company. This is the Heritage Reserve Bourbon made by Chicken Cock.
Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button.
Chicken Cock.
So this is the famous old brand Chicken Cock Whiskey Co. in a Heritage Reserve Bourbon. What a ridiculous name.
That's a mouthful.
So anyway, it's 45%, 75% corn, 20% rye, 4% barley, char level 4. It's 6 months old.
Cock.
Made in Indiana and Kentucky. It's produced and bottled by the Grain and Barrel Spirits in South Carolina. So it was first made in 1856 in Paris, Kentucky. By J. Miller as the founder, who died shortly after. His clerk took over, which his name was George G. White, and him and a few partners took over. Well, by 1886, they had 6 warehouses that hold 32,000 barrels.
Jesus.
Of freaking...
Stop doing that. I'm not kidding. Stop.
That's just barrels of cock in a giant warehouse. It's like a giant sex toy shop.
Oh, God. Stop.
Okay.
I'll try.
Do not let loose another random cock.
I can't promise anything.
Alright.
I'm like tearing up. Hold on. This is not a good look for me.
Well, eventually they had their own cooperage, cattle barn, and grain bins. They fed the grains to the cattle, pigs, all the other fun stuff on the farm. So they had distribution throughout the world because they'd float all of their cock whiskey down the Mississippi River to New Orleans and send it out to the world. There was, in fact, a trade disagreement with a firm in Boston that had named the Miller's Gamecock. A very similar bottle. Unfortunately, it's not. The original bottle is more of it's a rounded bottle with a silver lid on it, which is really quite cool, but that's the source stuff they have currently. So this is their actual stuff they make in South Carolina, but, whatever. Anyway, so in 1905, they had 25-year-old whiskey, which is basically unheard of at the time to have a 25-year-old. They started with 265 barrels, we're down to 30 after 25 years.
Jeez.
They had a Boston club, only sold to the Millionaires Club in Boston. So in Prohibition, of course, it closed. And it was sold to a Canadian firm, which kept the name. So what they did, they actually changed it over to a rye whiskey. And it was in a sealed tin, and so the sealed tin magically big with the bootleggers because it was sealed in tin and had rye cock on it. Well, anyway, so it's a chicken cock with the rye in it now, so it's no longer even a bourbon, it's a Canadian rye whiskey. So I went to a place called the Cotton Club, which is New York City in Harlem, which is 142nd and Lenox, and it was sent there in a tin can. It cost about $140 a bottle, which is insane at that time for a bottle of whiskey.
In a tin can.
In a tin can. That's crazy. Eventually, we sold out to American Medicinal. They got their medicinal license, sold it as a prescription. And then it died off in the 50s because the distillery burned to the ground.
Of course.
So that kind of was a problem. So also the problem is, of course, there's no more aging whiskey after Prohibition. So it is what it is. So it basically disappeared for about 50, 60 years. In 2011, a guy named Matty Antilla brought the brand back because he found it in an old whiskey book. This thing called Chicken Cock. So they decided to start sourcing some stuff. And so they released an 8-year-old in 2017, won a bunch of awards. Then it started a 10-year-old, won a bunch of other awards. So it's been so basically it's sourced. So this is the newer stuff, which you're doing as a cooperative with the Bardstown Bourbon Company, using all their stills when basically they're not using regular Bardstown products. So this is 6 months old. So we'll see what it is. You can't go wrong with chicken cock.
Yeah, and feel it. Feels woody.
Ooh, it does feel like
There's something about the label here, and it actually feels like pencil shavings.
Weird. Yeah, because it's a South Carolina company, too. So eventually they hope to actually go back to Paris, Kentucky, and start making it there. But the reason it's called chicken cock is that back in the day, rooster was not a term until the 1890s. And so 1856, that's what you called a rooster, was a cock. So, of course, taking different terminology now. So
They had to throw the chicken in there.
But still a fun thing to say. Chicken cock whiskey.
Cock.
So let's see if this...
And it's 90 proof.
Yeah, so so it's like 77 miles from the original distillation. So let's see if chicken cock tastes
It
or
is
noses well.
heavy on the corn, heavy on the hay. Smells like a barn.
It's very young in the nose.
Well, it's 6 months old.
Yeah.
It smells every. It smells every bit.
Smells
As
every
good as
bit
that.
of the age.
Yeah, it's
that it
like
says.
$33. So it's lemon, citrus, plywood, pine. So grass. Got some baking spices in there.
Some
Old-
cinnamon, some nutmeg.
Yeah, some old dusty barn.
It's just that old dusty barn that I can't get past, and corn.
And cream corn, like cream corn. Yeah. It's 6 months.
Yeah.
It is what it is. But I couldn't resist. Oh yeah, so thanks to whoever donated this to us in Austin. I have no idea who you are, so put in the comments below
Yeah,
if you
let us
donated
know.
this. Thanks. I really appreciate it because can't find gamecock around here, so
Definitely can't find chicken cock.
no more chicken cock.
No.
So I need a bottle of chicken cock, but
I think
so now we
everybody
have
needs a
one.
bottle of chicken cock.
Definitely, because chicken cock is the best, especially for prohibition. All right, so let's see if this thing tastes remotely decent.
It's very thin. Tastes like a young whiskey, of course. Corn, hay. Very barnish.
It's a barn.
Yeah. Wood forward.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's like
Not very
tinfoil.
spiky at all.
No.
Yeah, it's got that tinfoil metallic, kind of like on Jameson.
Yeah.
It's very dry. And there's some fruit in there, but it's really about cinnamon baked spices.
It's not off-putting,
Yeah,
but I
no.
don't know that $35 would be a proper asking price for it.
Yeah.
I'd put this in the $17 to $20 range.
I agree with that.
Got some.
It's not horrible.
No,
by any
really and
means.
truly for
It's
6
really
months.
Not
I'm
horrible
not.
for-
I'm not disappointed based on the age. Let's put it that way.
Right. That's not it at all. Like I've had some other 6-month-old whiskeys that are just bad.
Mm-hmm.
They're
This
just
is-
bad. This is actually decent,
Yeah,
but I agree on the price, and I think they're probably jacking up the price because it's got cock on it.
that's right.
I don't blame them. It's a fun word to say,
That's right.
but I don't think it should be in the $35 price range. I agree
No.
with William, more the
I
17
think
20.
I think you're buying it some because it says chicken cock on it.
I agree.
Supposedly the source stuff that won a bunch of awards, the 8 and the 10 are amazing. I haven't tried them. Hopefully next time we go to the vault, we find them and try them.
Right.
But who knows? I don't think it's bad. I think it's decent. I mean, it's got some apple pie and berries and some lemon custard on the finish. Really and truly, if you just go on taste alone, it's a decent whiskey for 6 months old.
Yeah.
But is it worth $35?
I don't think it
Not
is.
so much.
No.
Unless you need everything in your collection.
So I need a chicken cock in my
Right.
collection, and this suits the bill.
There you go.
The drop of water doesn't really change things very much at all. There's no dramatic change really to speak of at all.
Yeah, and at least it's at 45%. At least it didn't knock this thing down to 40.
Right,
So,
right.
I'll give them that. I'll give them credit.
Could be worse.
I do think this will actually be a good whiskey, because this used to be like the premium freaking whiskey back in the day.
And then you just let it age longer.
Yeah, I mean, it
It's
just takes
simple.
time. I mean,
Yeah.
they've only been putting out products. 6 months old. I mean, this thing's coming out since like 18. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
Right.
barely got any time to go out there. So
Right.
I give them a lot of credit bringing back this cool old brand, though. I mean, that's cool.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what comes in the future.
Yeah, I think
from
4 or 5 years
years,
from now, it's
4
probably
years,
great. But I think really and truly for 6 months, I'm actually impressed
yeah, it's
for what it is.
like I said, it's not horrible for a 6-month-old whiskey. But again, hopefully, coming up in the future, they're gonna produce some stuff that's a little bit older, and
little
take
more
back
depth.
the pride of the chicken cock name.
That's right. Get some real 8 and 10-year-old, not just sourced 8 and 10-year-old.
Right.
And hopefully we'll go back to the cool chicken cotton bottle. So
I
we'll
don't
see.
know. I kind of like the.
Yeah, the new one, the old one's is like this shape like this, and it's got a little cylinder on top. So yeah, it's
I like the label of it. That it's different, and really it I don't know.
it's a sexy label. It's got a cock on it. That's what it comes down to.
It's all about the cock. All right. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Drop us a comment below, especially if you are the person who gave us this bottle right here. Until next time,
Keep on crusading for more cock in your glass.
whiskey. Cheers.
Cheers.
It's a total fucking porno.
The label is woody.
That's what she said.
Cock.
wood.
Cock and wood.
This is gonna go great. Feel the wood. In your
Feel
hand.
the wood. You gotta touch it. You gotta touch it a little bit.
Okay, I'll be sure at one point in time to do that to one of you two. Chicken cock.
Chicken cock.
Cack.
Cock.
Gotta get it out.
God.
Chicken cock. That's called a rooster, folks. Get over yourselves.
Do they have curved dicks like ducks? It's a real question.
It's a real question. Okay. Whenever you're ready. Cock. Wow, cock. We should have started with this one before we had so much whiskey in us already.
Alrighty then. Should you say that again?
No.
Alright, I'll just go then. Alright.